let's talk about Anos Voldegode. Yeah, the guy who thought it was a great idea to go from the all-powerful Demon King to a high school student. I mean, who does that? Imagine being able to snap your fingers and wipe out armies, but instead, you decide to reincarnate yourself as a teenager. But wait, this isn't just another story about wanting a peaceful life. Oh no, Anos has bigger plans, much bigger plans. But life isn't as easy for him as he thought. The world has changed so much during his 2,000-year nap. His name has become a myth, his powers are almost forgotten, and the history books? Yeah, they got everything about him wrong. Even the academy that's supposed to recognize him treats him like some low-level misfit. It's like being the greatest superhero of all time, and no one remembers your name. How would you feel? Well, Anos isn't too pleased, but he's got a knack for making the best out of every situation. Anos doesn't just face people doubting him. Oh no, that would be too easy. Instead, he's constantly facing opponents who think he's just another student with an attitude. The academy sees him as an outcast, his own descendants look down on him, and those who run the school have no clue who they're dealing with. You'd think they'd figure it out after he casually lifts a castle and tosses it like a toy, right? But nope, they just keep underestimating him. But Anos, being Anos, doesn't care. He's got that I can handle anything smile on his face, even when the odds are stacked against him. He's the kind of guy who walks into a room and instantly knows he's the strongest one there. But he's not doing it for the fame or the recognition. No, he has a mission. He wants to unite the demon world and bring peace to everyone, because clearly 2,000 years of war wasn't enough for these people. But what's his plan to make it happen? Well, that's the real challenge, isn't it? Here's the kicker. Anos isn't just about flexing his power. He actually wants to be a better leader, even if it means starting from the bottom. He doesn't mind being called a misfit because he knows what he's capable of. But that doesn't mean his journey is smooth. He faces tests, trials, and betrayals. And there are moments where you wonder, will he really pull this off? Or will the system keep treating him like a nobody forever? Speaking of which, have you already guessed the anime we're talking about? Now, let's talk about his battles. Because let's face it, Anos doesn't have normal fights. They're more like epic showdowns where he toys with his opponents just to see how they react. He fights ancient spirits, rival demons, and even corrupt leaders, all while keeping that smug smile. However, the path ahead isn't exactly easy. There are times when he meets enemies who are tougher than expected, making him dig deeper into his powers. And while he's usually in control, there are those rare moments when he's caught off guard, leaving us wondering if he's finally met his match. And those are the moments that really show his growth. He's not just some overpowered guy who blasts through every problem. He learns, he adapts, and he gets stronger with each challenge. He's a leader who wants to prove that even a demon can have a heart. But can he really change the way everyone sees him? Or will his strength always be what defines him? Yet, beneath all the power and confidence, there's a side to Anos that rarely comes out. It's the side that remembers a time when he was surrounded by loyal friends and allies, a time when he didn't have to prove himself to anyone. You see, Anos misses those days when the world knew who he was, and he didn't have to play the role of a misunderstood student. That's the burden he carries, the memories of a world that used to respect him, and a future that could fall apart if he fails. And as he faces each new challenge, you can see that part of him questioning, is he really making a difference, or is he just going through the motions? And yet, even with all these doubts, he never lets them show. Because for Anos, being strong isn't just about magic and power, it's about having the will to keep going, no matter how many times people call him a misfit. And in the end, all those battles, the betrayals, and the moments of doubt, they lead him closer to his goal. He's not just fighting to be recognized as the Demon King again. He's fighting to build a world where strength doesn't have to be the only thing that matters. A world where people can choose peace over power. And as he faces his final challenges, it becomes clear. Anos is more than just a guy with a big ego and a lot of power. He's a leader who's willing to do whatever it takes to change the world, even if that means starting all over again. So, after all the ups and downs, does he manage to succeed? Well, let's just say, when Anos sets his mind to something, you can bet he's not stopping until he gets what he wants. And for a guy who was once the Demon King, there's no way he's going to let anyone keep him down for long. But here's the real question. Do you think Anos is better off with his new life? Or should he have stayed the all-powerful ruler of his old world?